Hey guys, GSP on GSP Talk Sports, and we're talking World Cup qualification, rest of the world qualification. So we would have gone through um, with Trinidad and Tobago versus Jamaica in the CONCACAF region. I'm going to go through the rest of the CONCACAF region and the other games coming up in the other confederations. So getting right into it, in CONCACAF Group A, that's a group with Suriname, El Salvador, Guatemala, Panama. So a lot of people would have predicted, myself included, Panama and Guatemala to qualify from this group. But as we have seen, this group has been anything but straightforward because of Suriname. Suriname, they um, doing really well with their Dutch imports, and they're actually top of the group. Suriname on 6, top of the group. Panama on 6, second place. Guatemala on 5, and El Salvador bottom of the group on 3. So we have on Thursday coming up, that's Thursday the 13th, we have Suriname versus El Salvador, 126th place Suriname versus 94th ranked El Salvador. Suriname coming off a 1-1 draw with Panama. So also a 1-1 draw with Guatemala. And before that, they had beaten El Salvador 2-1 away from home. And they haven't lost in 5 matches. So at home, they're going to be a tough nut to crack, as they've proven to be. El Salvador, they last lost to Guatemala, lost to Panama, and lost to Suriname. Right? So they lost the last 3. This one should either be a draw or could even probably go with a Suriname win in this one, because Suriname has it all to play for to try to become the smallest nation to qualify for the World Cup, right? So, yeah, all teams in with a chance to clinch that final, well, the automatic spot out of this group. We also have on the Thursday Guatemala playing Panama. Guatemala in 95th position, 95th ranked, playing Panama, 31st rank, so the highest ranked team in this leg of World Cup qualification, CONCACAF that is. Guatemala coming off a 1-0 win in El Salvador and a 1-1 draw with Suriname, right? That was in Suriname. Panama coming off a 1-1 draw against Suriname, come from behind draw, by the way, injury time draw to help them keep their hopes alive with that point there. And they had a 1-0 win over El Salvador previous to that. So everything points to a Panama win for this one. Panama over Guatemala, but Guatemala doing pretty well too in third place. So anything could happen in this group still. Moving on to Group B, we would have gone through this one. Jamaica top on 9, Curacao second with 8, Trinidad and Tobago with 5, and Bermuda on 0 points. Bermuda, the lowest ranked team in this leg of qualification, CONCACAF that is, ranked number 168. So we got a easy team there in our group. Curacao ranked number 82, higher than us, by the way. So this one, Curacao going to Bermuda. Bermuda coming off the 4-0 loss to Jamaica, 3-0 loss to Trinidad, and they actually had a 3-2 loss to Curacao. Had fought coming from behind 2-all, and then Curacao taking a 3-2. And before that, they would have had a 4-0 loss to Jamaica in Jamaica. So all losses here for Bermuda, bottom of the table, no chance of doing anything. Can they do an upset against Curacao, though? Curacao with a 1-1 draw against Trinidad and Tobago and a 2-0 win over Jamaica. And before that was a 3-2 win over Bermuda. So Curacao doing really, really well. They are all in with a shot to become the smallest nation to qualify for the World Cup. So with their Dutch connection, along with Suriname, two Dutch second teams there, or if you want to call it Dutch B and Dutch C, Curacao and Suriname, that is. Everything points to Curacao win against Bermuda in this one. Can Bermuda nick something, a draw? Very highly unlikely. And that could work in Trinidad and Tobago's favor if if Bermuda were to get something against Curacao. Let's see, hoping against hope, right? And then we have Trinidad and Tobago versus Jamaica. We'd have gone through this one in detail. Trinidad and Tobago ranked 100th, Jamaica ranked number 68. And Trinidad and Tobago coming off the 1-1 draw at Curacao and the 3-0 win over Bermuda. And Jamaica had the 4-0 win over Bermuda and a 2-0 loss to Curacao. So Trinidad and Tobago has to take the points here. Must win game against Jamaica. Still all to play for in this group as well with the outright top of the group winner qualifying. If Jamaica wins this game, Jamaica more or less, you can say, will be qualifying top of the group. They will be on 12 points. Curacao, actually, we'll go down to the last day because if Curacao wins against Bermuda as well, they will go to 11. So it'll be 12 versus 11 on the final day. Yeah, so hopefully Trinidad and Tobago does it. Moving on to Group C, CONCACAF. We have Honduras on top on 8, Costa Rica second on 6, Haiti on 5, surprise package Haiti there, and Nicaragua on 1. So a lot of people would have predicted this group to be Costa Rica, Honduras 1-2. Hasn't really played out that way because Honduras leading and Costa Rica seen a bit of trouble. So we have Haiti hosting Costa Rica. Haiti number 88 ranked versus Costa Rica number 45th ranked. Haiti coming off a 3-0 loss in Honduras. They had a 3-0 win in Nicaragua and a 3-3 nice draw there with Costa Rica. Costa Rica had a 4-0 win over Nicaragua. Everybody basically beaten up Nicaragua. They had a 0-0 draw with Honduras before that and a 3-3 with Haiti. So this is supposed to be a Costa Rica win here, which going to help their chances of getting the automatic qualification spot. But Haiti hasn't been playing to that tune, similarly with Suriname in Group A, so anything could happen here as well. And the other game, we have Nicaragua versus Honduras. So this is another interesting one. Nicaragua, they are ranked 133rd, and they coming off the 4-1 loss to Costa Rica. And we have Honduras, who top of the group, ranked number 64th, right? Coming off the 3-1 win over Haiti. This is supposed to be a Honduras win, right? If Honduras wins, it will put them in good stead to qualify top of the group and to get that automatic spot. So, yeah, Honduras going to Nicaragua for this one. So, that's a roundup for CONCACAF there. Moving on to Africa CAF, right? So we would have already known the teams that would have qualified out of Africa, and we are in the stage of the playoff. Africa has their own playoff to go to the playoffs, right? So what they have is a semi-final, which is Nigeria, ranked number 41st, versus Gabon, number 77, and they have Cameroon, number 54th, versus DR Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo, number 60th. So they are playing in the semifinals. As I keep mentioning, the Intercontinental Playoff is not an easy playoff this time because there will be a mini tournament match next year. 6 teams playing for 2 spots, right? And look how it is in Africa. Nigeria playing Gabon, Cameroon playing Democratic Republic of Congo. The winners from these matches go into a final on Sunday, and it's not even an automatic qualification spot there. They go into a final on Sunday. Could very well be a Nigeria versus Cameroon for a playoff spot. So not even, as I said, a guaranteed spot or anything like that. So real pressure here in Africa in terms of one of those teams, Nigeria, or I mean it could be the Gabon or the Democratic Republic of Congo causing an upset. But as it is, there basically Nigeria or Cameroon, one of those big sides, will be staying home, right? Because yeah, they had to battle each other out once they make the finals for intercontinental spot, playoff spot. And then the AFC in Asia, we have a two-legged final, and this is also for not for automatic qualification. Unlike Europe, the European teams who finish second, they have their own mini tournament, but for automatic qualification. In Asia, we have UAE ranked number 67, surprisingly, versus Iraq ranked number 57th. UAE had notable 2-1 win over Oman and a 1-0 over Bahrain. And Iraq with a notable 0-0 draw with Saudi, 1-0 over Indonesia and Thailand. They are in a final two-legged playoff for intercontinental playoff spot. They play on Thursday and Tuesday, right? So that is UAE versus Iraq to find out who is the Asian qualifier to qualify for the playoff spots. And then looking at going over to UEFA now, over in this is Azerbaijan versus Iceland. On in this table, by the way, this is the group here with France on top, Ukraine second, Iceland third, Azerbaijan at the bottom. So France on 10, Ukraine on 7, Iceland on 4. So all to play for in this group as well. Azerbaijan playing Iceland and France playing Ukraine. France win against Ukraine more or less should guarantee them a spot in the World Cup, because they haven't automatically qualified as yet. And a Ukraine win puts things into different perspective, because France on 10, Ukraine on 7. Goal difference there, France will still be ahead with another game coming up later on. So that is Group D in UEFA. Moving on to Group F. This is the group with Armenia, Hungary, Ireland, Portugal, sorry. So Armenia is playing Hungary, Ireland is playing Portugal. And just taking a look at this group. So Portugal on top with 10 points, Hungary second on 5, Iceland 4. So this Portugal, Ireland game is a huge game. A win for Portugal more or less should guarantee them a World Cup qualification spot. And yeah, all to play for with Hungary and Ireland for the playoff spot. That is in Group F in UEFA. Moving on to Group I in UEFA, we have Norway, Estonia, Moldova, and Italy. Another big group here. Norway on top on 15, Italy second. Sorry, Norway on 18 on top, Italy in second on 15, Israel back on third and with 9 points. So Norway win over Estonia, supposed to guarantee Norway their qualification. Italy has to play Moldova to have a chance to probably, I mean, Norway has to lose, Italy has to win, but Norway has a huge goal difference. So it's likely that Norway finishes top of this Group I, Italy in the playoffs. Hopefully, Italy doesn't miss a third consecutive World Cup, right? In Group K, we have Andorra playing Albania and England playing Serbia, right? So we already know that England in the driver's seat already qualified. England versus Serbia. This is a big game to decide between Albania and Serbia who finishes second in this group and the playoff spot, because they're separated by a point. Albania on 11, Serbia on 10, England on 18. So basically cannot be touched at this point in time. Moving on to the Friday. So that is all those matches taking place on the Thursday. Moving on to the Friday, when the other areas will have their matches already played. UEFA continues. So UEFA continues with Group A. Luxembourg playing Germany and Slovakia playing Northern Ireland. In this group, we have Germany on top on 9, but on goal difference over Slovakia on 9 as well. And Northern Ireland with 6. So Germany playing Luxembourg, who are bottom of the group on 0 points. Supposed to be a Germany win here. And you would think that Slovakia and Northern Ireland could go either way as well. So this one is to determine who finishing second in this group. That is Group A. Group G, we have Finland, Malta. They play one another, and Poland versus Netherlands. So just looking at this group, Netherlands on top on 16, Poland second on 13, and Finland on 10. So on third. So Netherlands playing Poland first versus second is a huge match. Netherlands with a win will go through, will automatically qualify, it looks like. And Poland and Finland, both on, well, Poland and 13 with 13 points, Finland with 10. They have to battle it out to see who finishes second in this group. Group L, Croatia playing Faroe Islands. Can Faroe Islands spring an upset there? And Gibraltar playing Montenegro. So in this group, we have Croatia leading with 16 and Czechia on 13 and second, and Faroe Islands third with 12. So although Croatia leading with 16, they play in Faroe Islands. A win for Faroe Islands puts them in a good position to push for that playoff spot. So this one supposed to be a Croatia qualification party all through the weekend. Going again with UEFA. We have Group B action, Slovenia versus Kosovo and Switzerland versus Sweden. So in this table, we actually have Sweden already knocked out of the World Cup because they are bottom with 1 point. So we have Switzerland on top on 10, Kosovo second on 7, Slovenia third on 3. So Switzerland with a win over Sweden here. Don't know what's going on with Sweden, real pressure. Will guarantee them automatic spot. Kosovo and Slovenia still have to battle it out to see who's second there. Moving on to Group C, Denmark playing Belarus and Greece playing Scotland. So this table is Denmark on top on 10, goal difference over Scotland in second with 10 as well. Greece way back down, so they are on 3, Belarus on 0. So they more or less already eliminated. So all to play for with Denmark playing Belarus to hopefully clinch their spot, and Scotland playing Greece, which should be a tough match, but a win for Scotland puts them in good stead for the playoff spot. Group E, Georgia versus Spain and Turkey versus Bulgaria. So in this group, we have obviously Spain top of the group on 12. They are playing Georgia, so a win for Spain more or less guarantees them World Cup qualification. And Turkey playing Bulgaria, Turkey in second on 9, hoping that they could get those points there for second place in that group. Group H, Cyprus versus Austria and Bosnia and Herzegovina versus Romania. So in this table, we have Austria on top on 15. Austria got a good group here, boy. But people would have think Romania would have been doing better. They third on 10th. Bosnia second on 13. Right? So a win for Austria versus Cyprus should qualify them. Bosnia and Herzegovina and Romania have to battle it out for the playoff spots, it look like. Kazakhstan versus Belgium in Group J and Liechtenstein versus Wales. So Belgium on top on 14. North Macedonia surprisingly second on 13 and Wales third on 10. Kazakhstan still in with a shout there too on 7. Liechtenstein already eliminated. So Belgium versus Kazakhstan, Belgium could put themselves in the automatic spot there with a win over Kazakhstan. And Wales, Liechtenstein, they have to battle it out. Wales were in a good position there to get a playoff spot. Sunday in UEFA, continuing Azerbaijan versus France, Ukraine versus Iceland. So this will be the return legs here. We'd have mentioned France and Ukraine battling it out. France most likely should get the job done. Ukraine and Iceland has to battle it out for second place there. Group H, this will be the return legs. Hungary versus Ireland, Portugal versus Armenia. We're looking at Portugal in this group, and yeah, the battle is on for the second spot, well, the playoff spot in this group between Hungary and Ireland. We mentioned in the group I, the Italy is a big final game there to see Norway for them to more or less clinch their spot. Italy to hopefully clinch playoff. So you see how that one goes there. England versus Albania, and then Serbia versus Latvia in Group K. England should get through there. Moving on to the Monday, we have Germany versus Slovakia, Northern Ireland versus Luxembourg. Moving on to Group G, on the Monday, we have Netherlands versus Lithuania. Netherlands by that time, and Poland versus Malta. Netherlands by that time should have probably qualified. And Czechia versus Gibraltar, and Montenegro versus Croatia. Not a big one. Croatia would probably already be qualified there. And then moving on to the Tuesday, so we're doing these, going through the games one time. Tuesday in CONCACAF, Group A, Guatemala versus Suriname. Guatemala hosting Suriname. Big final day there. Panama hosting El Salvador. See what happens in that one. And then in Group B, Jamaica hosts Curacao. This is Tuesday the 18th. And Trinidad and Tobago hosts Bermuda. Let's see how it shapes up for these final games. Group C, Costa Rica hosting Honduras, and Haiti hosting Nicaragua. UEFA has their remaining games there, and as I mentioned, on the Tuesday will be the return leg of the Iraq versus UAE in the AFC final. And that's it more or less for World Cup qualification roundup there. Rest of the world, exciting stuff. CONCACAF for the automatic spots and the two playoffs, the two best second place playoffs. Africa with that mini tournament there, hard for Nigeria and Cameroon just for a single playoff spot. Asia as well for their playoff spot. We already know Bolivia from South America into the playoffs. And yeah, Europe will have their own mini playoff tournament for just I think two remaining spots there in Europe as well. So yeah, let us know your thoughts for rest of the world World Cup qualification. Which teams will be joining the already qualified teams, and who's your team other than your national team? Who's your team you like to support? As you all see, Argentina for me, South America. Spain is my European team ever since. So I'm not a bandwagonist now, coming along and supporting them. People might think, and yeah, hoping Trinidad and Tobago can make it, and well, obviously Argentina, Spain, and next one for Messi, hoping. So that's it for World Cup qualification roundup. Rest of the world, GSP on GSP Talk Sports here. Like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to leave a comment. Thank you guys.